What's up, everybody? My name is Ryan Turford, and I'm back for yet another unboxing video. Video Games Monthly has returned once again for another month, but you'll notice along the top here, it's a little bit more stuff than usual. Well, that's because this month I decided to actually try out the 10-game pack from Video Games Monthly. This is my third month with the service, and I've been really happy with it so far, so I decided, you know what? Let's try it for a month and see how it goes. So there we go. We've got 10 games. So this sucker is packed to the brim with games. So I'm going to actually try and breeze through these a little bit quicker than I normally do on these videos. Just one, because we've got 10 games to go through. But number two, I know some people wanted me to get through some of the games quicker. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to try and open this as blindly as possible. I feel a whole bunch of cards at the top here. So let's go up. Holy shit. All right. I get to this one in a second. But first off, of course, the card from the last couple months. If you post pictures of your games to the Facebook page, Video Games Monthly's Facebook page, you can go ahead and win 3 free games, which is pretty sweet. There's also this card telling you, hey, update your library. So first of all, for people who don't know, Video Games Monthly is a monthly video game, video game service where you basically tell them the games you own, the systems you want to collect for, and then they sort of tailor each box for each individual person. Now, this is the last box I do before I submit a wish list to them, which is something you can do via email, I found out. So I am hoping to get some cool stuff. However, what's cool, and this is the first time I've ever gotten one of these cards, I got not just a 1-up, but a 2-up. So what this basically means is they send these out from time to time, is that there will not only be 1 extra game, there will be 2 extra games in this box. So there's gonna be 12 fucking games in this box, which I'm really excited about. So, and again, this is the first time I've even gotten a 1-up from them. I usually don't get, at least the last 2 months, I didn't get any free games. So there's gonna be 12 games here. Now, this is this month's free item. They usually will send out a free item every month. This month it is a beer/can koozie, so you can keep your drink cold. And of course, what's awesome about it is it has the Konami code along the bottom here, which is really awesome. So I'm gonna put this to good use. I don't drink too much out of a can, but when I do, I'll be using my Video Games Monthly koozie. So I'll put that there. All right, let's get into this. So lots and lots of cartridges. I'm feeling like there's some Game Boy Advance. I should mention as well that because when you move to the 10 pack, you have to include at least 4 systems. I decided, you know what? I'm going to throw all my systems on there. So we're going to have NES, SNES, Genesis, Game Boy Advance, Game Gear, Master System, GameCube, and Dreamcast. I think that's all the consoles I have. So here we go. So first one's a Genesis game. We got Bugs Bunny in Double Trouble. So I don't know too much about this game. I don't think I've ever played it. It's got weird CG Bugs Bunny on the front, as well as Marvin the Martian, who I'm guessing is the antagonist in this game. The label's a little bit beat up, but that happens from time to time, especially on old Genesis games, especially when they're out of the box. So next up, we got an NES game. Woo! We got Yoshi. So this is actually the prelude to Yoshi's Cookie. Basically, this is a Yoshi puzzle game on the NES. I've never actually played this game. I've seen it a million times. I know that a lot of people have gotten this in their box, not just on this box, but generally one of the very first set of games you get for Video Games Monthly, from what I've noticed, because there are patterns developing from other people's boxes, is that usually you get a copy of Yoshi eventually, which is pretty cool, because again, it's a game I've never played. It's a puzzle game. I believe it's a match 2 puzzle game, where basically blocks come down and you sort of match 2, which is pretty cool. So we got a couple Game Boy Advance games here, so let's start with the first one. We've got Monster Trucks Quad Desert Fury. Monster Truck Rally Quad Desert Fury, or just Monster Trucks. This is from Majesco. I'm guessing you ride around in monster trucks in this game. I really have no idea what this game is. And I've talked about it in other videos, but this is one of the things I really like about Video Games Monthly. As someone who loves to explore or learn about new games or games I've never heard about, I'm really interested to see how this one plays. So there's another Game Boy Advance game on top. So let's grab that one get that out of the way. We got Namco Museum. So this includes Pac-Man, I believe Galaga, and some other games. Dig Dug, and this is for your Game Boy Advance. So this is pretty cool. Again, this is another game I've seen a lot of people with this box in particular usually get at some point. So I was expecting it at some point. But this is a welcome addition to my collection, basically, because I don't actually have another copy of Namco Museum because it came out on every console. And I'm interested to play those games again. So next up, we got another Game Boy Advance game. In fact, I feel like there's 4 just on top waiting for us. Oh, yes! So in my Retro Game Treasure box, I got Pokemon Blue, and this sits alongside it as well, because I don't actually own any of the portable Pokemon games from pre-3DS. So Pokemon Blue I got last month, and this month Pokemon Sapphire Edition. This is really awesome, and I love the blue sort of translucent cartridge. It looks so cool. I can't wait to play this. So let's put that over there. All right, next up, last Game Boy Advance game, at least from what I can feel on top anyways. Oh, no, there's 2 more. God, so many Game Boy Advance games. I love it. All right, so we got some kind of playing game. Another Majesco game, actually. That's the common theme so far with this box is Majesco games. We got Super Hornet FA-18F. I'm guessing it's a game where you fly around in a plane. Again, this is another game I know literally nothing about, but you're seeing some footage of me playing it, so future Ryan knows what this game's all about, but past Ryan has no idea what Super Hornet's all about. But I'm interested to play it. Again, maybe it's as good as like Captain Starhawk on the NES. All right, so I feel there's actually a pile of GameCube games and a couple N64 games left, and of course, I think there's one more GBA game. So last one, we got Fortress. Again, another Majesco game. That's the theme this month, ladies and gentlemen, is Majesco games. Again, I have no idea what Fortress is either. I'm guessing it's a tower defense game from the look on the cover. I don't recognize any of these characters. There's a dragon on there and what looks to be a ghost. So I have no idea what this game is, but I'm interested in trying it. I'm just going to learn so much about Majesco this week. All right, so I'm going to get to the 2 N64 games, and then we'll just jump into the pile of in-box GameCube games. So first N64 game of the box, we got WCW NWO Revenge. All right, so this is actually a game that me and my friends used to play all the time. We used to play just the Royal Rumble, like every time I would come over. We would basically have beers and play WCW NWO Revenge, just play the Royal Rumble over and over and over again back when I was in my later years in high school. And that is a really fun game. I used to play it a lot. All the wrestling games on the N64. I'm not even a huge wrestling fan, but I love those games. They play really fun. So the other game I'm really looking forward to get at some point is No Mercy, which I think is probably the best one. All right, last N64 game, we got Pokemon Snap. All right, so we got the Pokemon Majesco box, ladies and gentlemen. So Pokemon Snap basically is like a light gun shooter, but with Pokemon, where you basically just take photos of Pokemon, and it's a pretty fun game. Again, at the time, it was a big turnoff for me because I'm like, who the hell wants to take pictures of Pokemon? But it's actually a really fun game. Again, the label's a little worn on this one as well, and on the back, it's sort of coming apart, but that's okay. The main thing is the game plays, and it's a great game. So that's the main thing. So, okay. So as far as I can tell, the only things remaining are 3 in-box GameCube games. So the first one is Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. So this is actually an infamous game that me and the boys talked about on the Game Loose podcast before. It's just the game in the box, so there's no manual. Basically, this was a co-op game you could play with your friends, but each person needed to have a Game Boy Advance with a link cable connected to your GameCube, which led to some fun gameplay if you had 4 friends together that all had Game Boy Advances and all had link cables. But it's a little bit problematic when you try and play it by yourself, especially because you can play it without the Game Boy Advance, but yeah, it's gonna be tough to do this. So next game, we got Happy Feet, based off the hit movie Happy Feet with the penguins and whatnot. Again, I'm seeing a lot of these used stickers on these. I'm not a big fan of that, but I can get a lot of this stuff off with Goo Gone. Again, no manual in this one, just the disc. But yeah. So again, I've never played Happy Feet. It looks like there's like you race down a mountain and there's like a DDR game on it. Yeah. And the last game in here. Whew, it feels like this is. I just ran a marathon of games. So many games. Last one is one that I kind of expected to actually get at some point because it's been in, from what I can tell, everyone's box at some point who asks for GameCube games. We got Need for Speed Underground 2. This is from our friends at EA. It's one of the better Need for Speed games, actually. So I haven't actually played it. I used to own this on the original Xbox back in the day. Never owned it on the GameCube or anything like that, but it's just really cool to have in my collection again. It was a really fun game. I remember having a lot of fun with it. Of course, no manual again, but that's all good. And yeah, and surprisingly not a Majesco game, which I'm just amazed at. So look at this haul of games. If you want to actually sign up for Video Games Monthly yourself and try the service out, I recommend it actually as someone who loves retro games. Now that I'm 3 months in, I think I can recommend this service. Start recommending the service to people for sure, because I've gotten some good games out of it, and I've had a lot of fun with games that I had never heard of. So if you want to find out more, just go to their website, videogamesmonthly.com. I left it in the description of this video if you want to click on that as well. Again, this video isn't sponsored or anything like that, so I'm not getting a kickback or anything like that for referring you to go there. I just think it's a really cool service, especially if you like retro games like me. Anyways, what do you think about this box? Let me know in the comments below. What's the best game that I got in my collection? Let me know as well. Do you think that Majesco games are underrated? Let me know that as well. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Of course, you can find me on Twitter anytime at Ryan Turford. That's TURFORD. You also find us, the Game Moose podcast, over on Twitter at game_moose_cast, on Facebook at facebook.com/game moose podcast. Check out our website, game-moose.com, where we've got reviews, previews, all kinds of fun stuff, as well as tune in every week for the Game Moose podcast every Monday at noon Eastern Standard Time over on game-moose.com and podcast services around the globe. Anyways, that's going to do it for this unboxing. Thank you very much for watching this. Thumbs up if you like it, share it with friends, all that good stuff. Have yourself an awesome day. And I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. I'm like, is it a thumbs up? Is it a point? Who knows? Bye, everybody.